Hi, G here. Welcome back to my channel. We're looking at business class review, Dusseldorf to Perth, flying Emirates on the A380. Now our journey begins in Bensberg, which is near Cologne in Germany, which is where was our last place we stayed. And we're going to do a review of this coming up. But anyway, with Emirates Limo Service, we were picked up from here to go to Dusseldorf, and it was a great service. It was a really nice driver who picked us up, so that's one of the great things about flying business class. Then moving on to the Dusseldorf lounge, which was a small lounge but a very nice lounge, a little bit reminiscent of Perth, a little bit smaller than the one in Perth, but very clean, very comfortable. And even though it was a bit small, we certainly felt it was a very nice place to spend some time, not crowded, and a good selection of food. It was clean and tidy, so great effort from Dusseldorf. Now we're ready to go. We're at the sea gates this time for the first leg from Dusseldorf to Dubai. We've got a flight time of 6 hours and 30 minutes, so a little bit less than our trip over to Germany. As I mentioned, we were on the A380, the top deck. Now I think I might have put the wrong map on my last review, but this is definitely the correct map with 2 business class areas. It was a very quiet flight with, there was barely 20 people in business class. We were in row 9, which is a great row to be. It's a staggered layout, as I mentioned, a 2-4-2, and if you're traveling as a couple, you're best in the middle there. Now the Skybar and the toilets are at the rear. I don't know why they don't have toilets at the front of it, but there you go. Now, as I mentioned, if you're traveling as a couple in the middle, you've got this partition which goes up and down. So if you're traveling together with your partner, which I was traveling with my lovely wife, you can put the partition down. This is a little bit of a look, your first impressions of the business seat, which is very private once you're sitting in there. And you've got the little place where you can put your legs. Now we got another amenities kit, of course, which is very nice. So for those of you who are not familiar, if you travel business class with Emirates, you do get an amenities kit with various creams. There's shaving stuff in there if you forget your shavers. And then, of course, for the ladies, you have a nice amenities kit as well with various creams and perfumes as well, which is always very welcome. So it's a nice little luxury you get when you fly business class, which is a nice little touch. And they also come in these nice little bags. So here's a quick look at the seat controls, which you can have at various angles, and of course folds into a fully flat bed, and you can slide the seat forwards and back. There's a light, chargers, and a mini bar as well. It's great to stay hydrated. It's not refrigerated, but it's still good to have this mini bar. Now for this review, I thought I would give you a little bit more of an in-depth review of the ICE entertainment system. Now the processing they must have some great processing power, because there's literally hundreds of terabytes of information of movies and television shows and so on. And as you can see here, it's a touch screen. You can use a little controller if you want, but it's like a tablet, and the touch screen is so simple and easy to use. I usually just lean forward and select everything, and as you can see, there's barely any lag. So it's really great to scroll through and see. There's both audio and visual stuff, as well as music. There's also flight information and even news and stuff you can scroll through. So lots and lots of stuff there to keep you busy. Now moving on to the food, which is excellent as always on Emirates. We rarely have a mains meal, because just the starters and the desserts and so on are just terrific. Now it's not a dine on demand, but if you do want something extra, you can just go to the Skybar here. They have lots of little snacks and sandwiches and stuff, as well as of course drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic. There's nice places to sit or just to stand, and it's a lovely little luxury there. Now I also thought for this review I'd give you a little bit of a look at the toilets, and as you can see, it's got the same colour scheme, so it looks pretty good. Now here we are in Dubai, and we had a little stopover here in Dubai of about 20 hours, so here's a little bit of what we did. So let's get in and rate this. So from Dusseldorf at the lounge there, I'm taking 1 mark off because I thought the lady at the front counter was actually quite rude there. But hey, the less said about that the better. The food was excellent, and on the whole it was a great place, very clean. The flight itself also very smooth, just a little bit of turbulence, which is the norm on a long flight, but I did sleep for a few hours, so 5 out of 5. The food. Well, the food is excellent on Emirates. I have to say, I can't speak highly enough about it. Whatever class you fly, I've flown both economy and business class, and I've always found the food to be excellent. My wife definitely concurs. We rarely eat a mains meal because the other meals are so filling and just, very comprehensive. The staff too are superbly trained, and they're always excellent. They're really attentive. So I can't really complain about the staff either. They're multi-nationalities, which is always interesting to hear their stories. So overall for this first leg, I'd give it a 5 out of 5. So great effort from Emirates. Let's move on now. Okay, so we're actually at the C gate departures, which was so much better than the B gates which we were at last time. This is the gates which we should have been at our flight over to Germany. Even though the business class section ended up being full, there was plenty of room at this lounge, and there was a great selection of food. My only complaints is there's a smoker's lounge just above it, and if you're a non-smoker like me and I get irritated from smoke, secondhand smoke, I don't know why they put it there. Not very impressed with Dubai. To be honest, there are other airports which do it much better, so you better sit on the left hand side here, away from it, a good 50 or 60 meters away from it if you want to avoid that. Could be better. Anyway, rant over. That's the lounge finished, and we're ready to get going with our next leg of this flight. So here we are, ready to go with the second leg from Dubai to Perth. We've got a flight time of 10 hours and 30 minutes this time, and it's the same layout on the A380 deck as last time. I don't think there was a spare seat. It was totally full this trip, and we were a little bit further back, I think in row 17 or 18, but it was perfectly fine. So you can see there from the footage, there are a lot more people in front of us there in that first section of the business class. There's a new bag for the male amenities kit. I don't know why they changed the bag, but hey, these amenity kits are always welcome with the extra stuff. So I had a little bit of fun here with the external cameras, having a look at all these ground crew driving around. It was quite humorous. Always fun. Now, something I didn't mention in my last review, you do get a hot towel service in all classes on the Emirates flights just before takeoff and just before landing, which is very nice to freshen up with. Now, I recorded the takeoff here just so people can see what this is. The camera which is on the middle tail ring, and you can see there all the lights of Dubai in the distance from the airport, which I thought was quite nice. It was quite nice to see there as you were taking off, almost like what the pilot would see. Now, these are the noise cancelling headphones that are provided for business class. You can't take them with you, and they're unbranded, but they performed really great. The food was excellent as normal, and I just thought I'd mention the Emirates chocolates are really lovely, so I hope you get to taste them one day. And finally, my wife, they're fast asleep. We both slept for a few hours on the flat bed, so hey, they can't be that bad. And there you have it. We made it back to home for us, which is in Western Australia. And there's one little final touch from Emirates, our last little limo service, which took us to our accommodation in Perth. Which brings us then to the second leg. How would we rate this? Well, the business lounge was much better at the sea gates, but I'm still only giving it a 3 out of 5, because just the idea of having the smokers directly above us and having to find somewhere I didn't really appreciate. So there's better airports than Dubai. The flight though were very smooth, and we both slept very well, so excellent work there. The food is just superb. There's not really much I can add. If you don't know by now, I'm a huge fan of the food of Emirates flights, and also in their lounges as well. That the food is excellent quality, so no complaints there. And likewise the staff, they're always really excellent as well. very well trained, very friendly. They're really approachable, so you don't need to feel nervous about talking to them. So overall, I'd rate it a 4.5 out of 5. It just loses marks because really the lounges could be a lot better in Dubai. I'm sorry to say that, but there are better airports and better lounges than in Dubai. But anyway, overall, Emirates is still a great package. I hope you did enjoy this review. If you did, please like it. I would really appreciate if you did that. I'll be back soon with a lot more reviews and places I've been and so on. So thanks again, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Okay, you all take care out there. Bye now.